Come, let us explore the meditation classic Radical Creativity and then meditate like a Jedi. Radical Creativity was composed many centuries ago by the great Buddhist performer Prahevajra, known in Tibet as Gaurav Dorje. First I'll recite it for you, then I'll explain it for you, and then I'll conclude by reciting it yet again. All the outer and inner is the timeless field of spacious reality, and in such an immaculate field of play. Whoopsie. I'm having trouble with my coordination right now. And in such an immaculate field of play, Buddha and sentient beings are not distinct. So why try to change anything? All the outer and inner is the timeless field of spacious reality. Excuse me, I appear to be the mayor of Mucusville. I'm going to take a moment to shift gears to a set of visual aids. Both anthropologists and archaeologists agree that there is great evidence to suggest that our Paleolithic ancestors were profoundly flexible, loving, rational, laid-back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. Now, this is about 300,000 years ago. However, during the advent of proto-capitalism, during the Neolithic Revolution about 10,000 years ago, our culture worldwide drove us to be much more rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. And that has stayed with us culturally to this day. That is why Sturgeon's Law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks, including meditation teachers. There are the majority, sadly, the majority of meditation teachers implore their students to actively focus, either focusing on just one thing and when their mind wanders, bringing it back, or focus on absolutely nothing and just striving to mind blank and utterly repress the mind's capacity. The problem with this, number one, is it exhausts our prefrontal cortex to the point of causing us to present with symptoms of depression, no less triggering our amygdala, the seat of both anxiety and aggression. That's physiologically. Mystically, it also represses our mind's ability to perceive, emote, intend, reason, recall, and imagine, which is not a good thing at all. That is why the author reminds us that all that can be seen, heard, felt, tasted, smelt, emoted, intended, reasoned, recalled, or imagined, all of them are part of the path. This is what is meant here by spacious reality. In a book, a text, a very famous text in China known as Songs of Enlightenment by Yongjie Xuanzhui, we read that it is folly to gaze at the sky through a pipe, which is a wonderful metaphor for having a very, 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 very narrow view of things. So this compressed experience of reality is the path of being rigid, fearful, superstitious, controlling, elitist, cryptic, competitive, and cruel. It's not the path of the Buddha. It's not the path of the Christ. It's not the path of Lao Tzu. It's not the path of being flexible, loving, rational, laid back, egalitarian, lucid, cooperative, and kind. I want to be like that. And I think you want to be like that too. That's probably why you're here this morning. So what's this bit about the timeless field? As we relax into our exhalation, whatever experience of time we noticed during our previous inhalation could feel like it was melting into non-graspability, at least temporarily, at least to a certain degree. And so what we're saying here is that all that our mind can encounter is fodder for mindfulness and meditation. One moment here, I think I'm going to do a quick edit. All right. Okay, so this is another exciting editing opportunity. Aha. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Paste. Come on, let's paste. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's just do that. So let's continue. And in such an immaculate field of play, Buddha and sentient beings are not distinct. So why try to change anything? So within the context of noticing and relaxing, which renders everything immaculate. Whatever Buddha, as we relax into our exhalation, whatever Buddhas and non-Buddhas we perceive during our inhalation could feel as if they melt into the simplicity of just beings. So if this is the case, because of the prophylactic or protecting nature of mindfulness and meditation. We don't have to be rigid. We can be relaxed. We don't have to be controlling. We can be laid back. Life does not have to be a death march. Life can be a playground. And so we can, like taking off a heavy coat after we come out from the rain, we can shrug off our tendencies to be rigid and controlling. And now that we have a better grasp of what the author was trying to communicate so many centuries ago, I would like to just take a moment to recite this verse without commentary. All the outer and inner is meditation's timeless field of mindfulness's spacious reality. And in such an immaculate field of play, Buddha and sentient beings are not distinct. So why try to change anything? I don't know about you, but I sure was raised to be rigid and controlling and self-loathing. Maybe you're much more awesome than me, but that's how I was raised. And I was continually trying to play Mr. Fix-It when I used to meditate. Oh, I'm feeling fear. Better work on that. Oh, I'm feeling cocky. Now I got to better work on that. Oh, now I'm feeling lethargic. Better work on that. And instead, imagine the relief when after years of earnest practice, I was introduced to the Buddha's authentic teachings, the teachings of proto-Buddhism in contrast to institutional Buddhism. It was like the scales fell from my eyes, and at last I could see. And I'm so grateful. And this is one of the reasons why I share this with everybody absolutely for free. I guess that makes me a Dharma slut because I'm just giving it away. Having completed the opening lesson, let us now, having some big troubles with my coordination today. Let us now shift gears. It is General Leia Organa mid-morning. At least it is here in Southern California. Welcome, my friends. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. After about 30 seconds of housekeeping, this is the Dzogchen Sende Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I have harnessed my autistic special interests as well as my ADHD hyperfocus to spend about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each school of meditation so that I can become your personal, nerdy, neurodivergent guide to Nirvana. Welcome, my friends, to meditate like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. The most efficient way for us to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this Every time we feel our chest swell with air. Likewise, the most efficient way for us to practice meditation is for us to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb rest. Each time we feel our chest subtly sink as gently we exhale. Don't be shy. The moment you have a specific question about the philosophies or techniques of Taoism, Buddhism, Dzogchen, Zen, or Mahamudra, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. For those of us raised to be rigid and controlling, the metaphoric free fall of meditation can feel jarring. An excellent way to cope with that would be the following variation of Bengali crease counting. We could touch the tip of our left thumb to the lowest set of creases on its little finger, thus keeping track of our first set of 16 inhalations. This left hand we can now rest, palms up, in our lap. Every time we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during our inhalation, we could advance our right thumb up the creases and tips of each of its fingers, beginning with the left. Together, let us do that as a team. And as you can tell, my thumbs run out of places to go. That means it's time for the left thumb to advance. And now you've got the basic idea of how we could count 16 sets of 16 inhalations. We could describe that as gathering 20 minutes. The first time we gather 20 minutes, we could keep track of our first gathering of 20 minutes by resting the great knuckle of the base of our right thumb upon the tip of our left middle finger. During this second gathering of 20 minutes, we could rest the second knuckle of that same right middle finger on the tip of our left finger. And you guessed it, if there's a third collection of 20 minutes, we could keep track of it by resting the tip of our third, our higher knuckle on our right middle finger upon the tip of our left middle finger. The antidote to feeling overwhelmed is simply repetition. Practice. Meditate with me once every 12 hours or so, and within a week or two, this system you could master. The moment you have a specific question about meditation, do not hesitate to type it. I'll do my very best to answer it for you. The moment you have a specific question about meditation or philosophy of, of the Buddha, type your question in great detail in the chat window. You have taken your first step into a much larger world. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 3.33 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's third session of radical creativity, as well as meditating like a Jedi. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.